thank you guys for watching. Hey.
Nice
YouTube. I'm never gonna get this shit started. Okay, so the video for today is about VL trucking. So I started with VL trucking January 10th, 2020. So today is October 1st. So it has been almost 3 months.
You already fucked up. You said January 10th.
It has been. Hey guys, the video for today is. Hey guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm not doing that. Hey guys, welcome back. I never knew it was this complicated to make a video. But welcome back to my channel. Today's topic is VL trucking. Say it with me. VL trucking. Why you say it? When I want him to talk, he don't. When I don't want him to talk, he talk. So anyways, topic for today is VL trucking. So we started with VL trucking July the 9th. We flew to Chicago. Went to VL trucking, signed our paperwork to lease a truck from VL trucking. We got our first load July the 10th. Today is October the 1st, which makes it almost 3 months since we've been with VL trucking. So to start off, we're going to talk about the trucks with the leasing program. If you lease a truck from VL trucking, you are going to get a 2017 truck. Your payments are going to be $499 a week.
Yeah, she said it.
Your payments are for 208 weeks, which is 4 years. And at the end of your 4 years, you're finished. That's it. No balloon payments, no none of that. With your $499, it includes your trailer rental. That includes whatever fees and blah 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 that they charge. You pay $499. So when you first start, you're going to have to take a drug test. You are going to have to take a physical if you already don't have a DOT physical. What else you have to take? What else you have to do? And then you sign your paperwork. Everything get approved. You sign your paperwork. You pick your truck. They'll have a couple of trucks out there at their office. You go out there. You examine the truck. You pick which truck that you want, and that will be your truck. Let me tell you guys, you make sure that you do a full pre-trip on your truck. I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's just the truth. When we got our truck, when we first picked the truck, we thought the truck was fine. We did a pre-trip on the truck. The little minor things that I found that was wrong with the truck, the person that's in charge of that department, like he had attitude. This is the only person that I don't like at VL trucking. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't like him. I know the last time I said I didn't like people at the CDL school. I don't care. I don't like him either. So we told him about it. He was like, "Oh, those are cosmetic issues. That's nothing. That's not anything that's DOT required. Like you could just drive the truck like that. That's not how I want to drive the truck. If I decide to turn this truck back in and that problem is still there, you're gonna say I did it. So I want this fixed." So anyways, we examined the truck. We got in the truck. We looked at it, all this stuff. We stayed in the truck overnight because we got there on a Thursday. We didn't get our first load until Friday. So when the office went home, we were still there, sleeping in the truck. So it rained that night. The next day, my co-driver was like, "My socks wet." Water got in the truck. So I didn't pay any attention because I wasn't wet. I didn't think anything of it. We ended up turning the truck off, going back in it, turning it back on that Friday when we were getting our load, and the truck wouldn't start. So since the truck didn't start, we called the maintenance department and we told them like, hey, the truck wouldn't start. They came out there, was like, oh, basically telling us like we didn't know how to start the truck. So once they saw that the truck didn't start, the first time they actually cranked it up, it was like, oh, the truck fine, you don't know how to crank it up. We ended up turning it off again for whatever reason. We had to go back in the truck to learn how to put the tablet in here for our ELD tablet. So when they had to put the tablet in and we turned the truck back on, it wouldn't crank up again. So I was like, I know how to crank up a truck. It's not cranking up. They called him in again. He came in trying to turn the truck on, and we were telling him like maybe it's the batteries are going dead or something because the truck wouldn't start. So he was like, it's not the batteries. The batteries are fine. Like, let me crank it up for you. And once it wouldn't crank up, he was like, oh, you need to go to the shop and get the batteries changed. So now, as we're going to the shop, which is like around the corner. We already got assigned to a load by this time. We going to the shop around the corner. When we pull off, it started pouring down on the passenger side from the windshield. Like, not from the passenger side, from the driver's side. It was pouring down. So he was, my co-driver was like, water coming in here. And when he stopped, all the water came in on the passenger side. I'm like, it's raining in the truck. I called the recruiter. I'm like, hey, look, it's basically raining in the truck. My co-driver told me last night that his socks were wet, but I didn't think anything of it. But now we know, like, it's a real issue. Something is not right with this truck. So she was like, are you guys still here? And blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah. Do you want us to turn around or do you want us to go get the batteries looked at? We ended up going to get the batteries looked at. It wasn't the batteries. It was something wrong with the starter. So the mechanic fixed it. Oh, and he said something was wrong with the batteries too. So he fixed whatever the issue were. We came back around the corner. The maintenance guy got on top of the truck and he was like, oh, this is just not you guys' lucky truck. Like, he was saying, oh, it's something really is wrong with this truck. So I'm like, we weren't trying to give you a hard time. Like, we know something is really wrong with this truck. And the lady that worked in the office with him, she was like, they were speaking in whatever language they speak, and she was like, could we just tape it up for you guys? I'm like, tape not gonna hold that? Like, you want to tape it up? Because he was like, give them the other truck. And she was like, no, that truck is assigned to somebody. Like, we can't give her that truck. So he was like, well, what do you want me to do? They can't take this truck. This truck messed up. So we ended up picking another truck. We slightly pre-tripped the truck because we had a load. We was in a rush at this time. This is basically our first day. We like, we don't want to get this load. We get there late. They're going to be looking at us like, we don't know what we're doing. And all this type of stuff. So we go, we get the load, we do all this. As we're riding, it keeps, the truck keeps purging. I said it kept farting. I'm like, what's wrong with it? But as we were riding, it was nothing, it didn't seem like it was a big issue because nothing was like, no lights came on or anything like that. It just kept like making that purging sound. We were on load after load after load after load after load. So it was like, we trying to get to the money. We didn't really think about the purging. And it actually purged every 7 seconds. Like, I'm literally sitting there counting like 7 seconds. And then, so after like a month and a half or something like that, we ended up going on doing the 34-hour reset, and I remember at the time, so I was like, damn, let me call them right now and let them know what's going on, because when we told them about the other truck, the operation manager was like, look, you know, we don't want this to be what our company is about, what you think our company is about, so we're gonna change the truck. And once you change the truck, if you find anything wrong with that truck, you just let us know, and so forth and so on. He was like, you know, we get the trucks inspected and all of that, and blah 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 blah. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I've been meaning to call them, so that yeah, that was on me because I didn't call them when I first heard of the issue. But like I said, I didn't really think it was a big deal, so I just was like, okay, whatever. When I did remember, I called them, and the guy in the maintenance department, he was like, well, did you call someone before and let them know? So I was like, no, but the operation manager told me if I had an issue to let you guys know, no matter when the issue occurred. So he was like, well, I don't know, it's been this long, how do I know that that didn't happen with you guys? I'm like, because I'm telling you it didn't. I'm telling you, it happened since the first day we got it. We just really didn't have time to make a report about it. So long story short, he ended up calling. He was like, let me call somebody in management and then I'll let you know. So he ended up calling me back. And he was like, well, they said that that's on you. It's nothing that we can do about it because it's been too long and we don't know if that happened on y'all time. So I was like, I don't think that's fair. And I want to know who you was talking to because I need to talk to them. It was over 30 days. So he was like, oh, I talked to the operation manager. So I was like, okay, let me talk to him. I ended up talking to the operation manager, and he basically said the same thing. He was like, you know, I'm not saying that you lying or anything, but it's been a long time. And I told him, well, yeah, I understand it, but I'm going off what you said because you told me if we had a problem at any time, then to let you know. And that's what I did. And yes, I was late with telling you what happened. And before I decide, like, okay, this ain't the place for me because of this situation, because we've been doing okay here, I want to come to you and talk to you because you told me, don't just be like, okay, well, this ain't working and quit. So he was like, okay, any other issues with the truck? I told him whatever, you know, there's no major issues with the truck. The APU had a little malfunction, but it wasn't that big of a deal. So he was like, well, don't worry about it. He was like, okay, well, I know for sure that the APU we can't do nothing about. He was like, I'm going to speak to the owner and see what he says, but as of right now, I don't think it's nothing that we can do. I said, even if whatever the problem is, we could go half on it because I don't feel like it was my fault. It was my fault that I didn't tell you earlier, but this been the issue. He called me back a few minutes later. He was like, I spoke too soon. The owner said fix it. The cost is on them. Don't worry about it. You guys have been doing great over here, and we want to keep you guys happy. Fix it. So they fixed it. And that was the end of that. They fixed it. He was like, anything else that happens on the truck is on y'all. And I said, exactly. I know that. Thank you. I appreciate it. And that was that. So long story short, at this point in time, we're filling VL trucking. We always have a load. Our dispatcher is great. When we first got over here with our dispatcher, he liked to tell us, oh, I've been working in dispatching this many years. I know how to do this and I know how to do that. But we don't operate the same way that you operate with your solo drivers. We're a team. This is how we want to run because we paying these truck notes. So, yeah. So now we get along very well with our dispatcher. Whenever we tell him, like, look, this is what we want to do, this is where we want to go, that's what we do. So usually at this point, we might get a load from the East Coast to the West Coast and back from the West Coast to the East Coast, and we take a 34-hour reset. We never used to take 34 hours resets before, but it works out perfect for us. We drop off our load like an hour away from where we do our 34-hour reset, and then we ready when we ready. As far as the money, because I know everybody's questioning the money. Everybody know about the company size. So company, I think they make like 70 cents or 65 cents. If you have your hazmat, 70 cents. And if you don't, it's 65 cents or something of that nature. I don't really know. I'm not a company driver. So as far as with us, having your they want you to have your hazmat in your tankers if possible. And we get 80% of the load. I don't have the settlements on my phone. But if my co-driver allows me to put them on here, I will, but I don't know. Gross per week is anywhere between, what's our gross per week?